Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice. We shall be glad in it. It's in Him we live. It's in Him we move. It's in Him we have our being. And so, while I still have my being, breath is in my body, I will continue to move forward and carry out the plan and purpose and on to destiny that He has designed specifically for me. Jeremiah 29:11 still says, for He has a great plan in store for you. Look it up. He has it's great things, plans to prosper you, plans to give you an expected end. For He knows the plans that He has for you. Yeah, He's got great ones. But there are sometimes with, especially in the climate that we're in and all that's going on in the world, we got to reboot. So, short story, even before I get into the scripture. So, my husband and his tech friends, they all tease me that I'm a power user. I have 4 browsers open. Yeah, no, that's a lot. I have 6 email addresses. I'm a power user. I have multiple tabs open because I never know when I'm working on something. I need to be reminded. I'm one of those complex people, creatives, so I'm all over the place, right? And I'll think of something. Ooh, what I did to the and I'm all over the place. And my husband Brian, he teases me all the time, "Squirrel, you just all over the place." I'm like, dude, it's the world of a creative. If you're creative out there, you understand me. But anyway, so I was trying to do just a small task. I thought it was a small task. I was moving files from one place to another, and they would not go. They would not slide. They would not transmit and upload. And I mean, it was a simple thing, but I realized I'd overwhelmed my computer. And Lord knows if Brian's listening, he's hearing it for the first time because I didn't want to go yelled at. I told you you can't. I didn't want to get fussed at. So I didn't tell him. I just said I had to pray. I prayed and God said, you got to save everything you have open, all them documents you've been working on, people's books, etc. Shut it all down and restart the computer. Reboot. And sure enough, I was irritated because I was really trying to get some things done. I feel behind from travel, etc. So I'm like, oh. But I did it. I shut everything down, saved all the documents, did all that I do, and let the computer restart and reboot itself. Shut everything down, clear the cache, as they say, shut everything down and restart and reboot. Sure enough, when it rebooted, I logged in, put my code in, logged in. Everything worked just exactly like I wanted it to. It was moving, and I'm trying to, get in the habit of closing tabs and not having everything open because it'll overload my computer. It'll just overwork it. He's like, you only have a certain amount of storage, only have a certain amount of memory. Yeah, all the tech talk. But I realized it was causing, I needed to reboot. So sometimes in our life, we need to reboot. Even Jesus had to reboot in Matthew 14:23, and he had sent the multitudes away. Okay, so let's just stop right there. He was talking to multitudes. One time we knew it was 5,000, not including the women and children. Sometimes it was another time it was 4,000. Sometimes it was just a crowd. Sometimes, remember, they had the man with the 4 friends taking the roof off. So where Jesus went was always a crowd. That people is a lot. The problems, the issues, not to mention that he's all human and all divine. So he knows, he's one with the Father. The Father and I, we're one. So therefore, their needs, their spoken requests, their unspoken requests, Jesus knows. So that's a lot when you're talking about a multitude. We say, ooh, there was a lot of people. Well, it could be a lot of people, it could be 25. But then a lot of people to other people, depending on this perspective, could be 25,000. So when you're dealing with multitudes, you're trying to teach, there's noise, there's, they got to be quiet because Jesus don't have a microphone. It's a microphone in his voice, but he don't have a microphone. It's not, not conducive. They're probably outside because when he sent the multitudes away back to their houses, the next part says went up into a mountain apart to pray. So not only had he been teaching, drained from that, and I just can't get that in my little mind, but I can on some level because I'm physical, I'm human. So you do get tired. You do get overwhelmed. It does happen. There's so many things coming at you one time and so many changes you have to make, the shifts that you have to make. So you do have to take time to reboot. I'm not a good vacationer because I'm always thinking about the next thing, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, how I got to get it done, help somebody, whatever. But there are times when you have to reboot. You're going to have to go up into that mountain apart. Jesus went up in the mountain apart to pray. So he had to walk up a mountain and to pray. And when the evening was come, so that meant whenever he left the multitudes, it was evening. So we're talking in our case, it would be, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. He was there alone. That meant the disciples weren't there. It was him and God. And so sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to reboot, reconnect, and recharge. Sometimes you have to, just like my computer, you get too much going on. You're still human. Jesus knew exactly what he needed to do, which go to the mountain and pray. But we've got to find still today what we're going to do to recharge. Now, some people use all kinds of drugs and alcohol and everything to soothe the pain. I'm not one of them girls. A good big read and a chocolate bar will do. A chocolate bar will do. I can't do that all the time. So therefore, I have to seek other methods to reboot. I have to pray. I have to be quiet. I have to be silent. I may have to go. Fortunately, I live along the Ohio River, so I can go and get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and sit on one of the benches and watch the water go by so that I could recharge. Sometimes I have to breathe. Sometimes I need to take a nap. Hello. Because I've got to be my best self, but I can't be myself being overwhelmed. Some people, I'm sorry, I love y'all, but sometimes I don't answer the phone. Sometimes I have to call you back. Sometimes I'm in the middle of something. I get spam calls. I have to screen them. I have to all of that because I can't be overloaded because I can't be my best self. I can't live my best life. So I have to reboot, connect with the Father, and then recharge. And my recharging may be I got to get that Tuesday. I got to get that Wednesday. I got to get that Thursday. Because number one, people, all their problems and then dump and that happened and I have compassion and I have feelings and all. Woo! So the people can become overwhelmed. My uncle, he was our pastor. He wasn't very good at that. He took on everything. And that happened to that one and that and he internalized that. That was before mental health. My uncle's been gone 25, 30 years, but he didn't know how to do that. He took the call of ministry and pastoring extremely seriously, almost to his own health and detriment. So today in 2025, we know that we have to stop those kinds of things. We've got to recharge. We've got to take care of ourselves because we can't be good to anybody else if we're not good to ourselves. It's just like on the plane, pull the mask down, put it on yourself before you start helping anybody else. Before you're able to get back in the game, you may have to stop. If I'm sitting at my computer and I'm getting sleepy, sometimes I do have to pause, save everything on my computer, and get back into bed and take a nap. 2 hour, sometimes 3 hours if I keep going, if I was really tired. Nap can restart my whole day, can recharge me for another 4 to 5 hours. But if I keep going in spite of it, then it's subject to take me down to places and hospitals and rehab I don't want to be. So people, you got to understand your people limit. You got to love people, because he loved you first, so you're required to love others. But you got to know your people limit. It's like the comedian Shirley says, I'm peopled out. So you got to know what your limits are. You got to put boundaries and all that in your limit. Then you got to understand there's a climate going on in society, in our world, and they're trying to bombard you. There was a scripture they used to teach us when I was younger. If you can't walk with the footmen, how you going to run with the horsemen? And that the enemy's job is to wear you out. And I was young, I didn't know any different. I'm like, ooh, I know how that was going to happen. Now that I'm older, I understand that the media gives you images, the media feeds you things, and I can't stand on any of them that are telling the right thing. Even though my niece works at one of the networks, I don't know what's the truth, what's not. You know, so I have to go by the word. I have to go by God, and I have to filter and try it. But the climate that we're in is seeking to overwhelm, create fear, create havoc, and then stop you from knowing that the word of God is still right. He's still got all power. He still knows everything. He has not forgotten about us. He promised he would never leave us nor forsake us. He'd be with us. He was Jehovah Jireh. He's our provider. It may not be steak every day, but if we have bologna and a few hot dogs, we will eat and not starve and not die. So the climate in which we in makes it such that you do have to reboot. You do have to turn off the news. Sometimes you have to shut down social media. Although I'm on it every day, sometimes I have to say, ooh, enough of that. Okay. Sometimes you do need a very predictable Christmas Hallmark movie and be deep diving into the cookies aren't here and we don't have a tree and where are the gifts and oh my God, something very lighthearted because of the climate that we live in, the very climate that we're a part of. And then finally, Jesus and a therapist. Sometimes it's a reboot for your own mental health. It's a real place. It's a real place. It's not that you don't love people, not concerned about them, but some things, my father said, "Ooh, I can't get down into that," and I say that often. Ooh, not right now. I can't get down into that. I got to come up out of that. I can't get down into that. I can't get some things I flip, scroll, move, delete, block, all of it because it's for my own mental health, for my own sanity, for my own clarity, for my own ability to not take on things that I didn't do, to take on things that I have no control over, can't fix. And even if they did come to me, unless they're willing to change and do it's not. So we do what we can do. We go where we should go. We don't take on things that are not in our lane and our scope of influence, gifts, talents, and abilities. No, sorry. Love you. Appreciate you, all that you're doing, but no, can't do it. I'm not getting down into that. So it's the reboot. It's that time of year where, of course, I started in June, but it's that time of year where I'm like, what's 2026 look like? Lord, where do you want us to head? What direction do you want us to go? And that's all a part of that going to the mountain to pray. Going to your secret closet, prayer closet, bathroom, kitchen, wherever that is. Because, sometimes we just don't know which way to go. Sometimes we have to reboot, shift, reassess, reconnect, recharge. And the Father has to give us direction. Some things you have to stop, some things you have to start. Some things that it will not work until if the Lord tarries and have returned to 2027. Some things you don't even start in 2026. Some things are the preparation year. Some things are the getting it together, finding out more information, the reboot, the reset. Some things you have to understand. Okay, this is temporary. I had someone tell me not too long ago I had to apply for a job, and I'm like, what is the shame in applying for a job? There's no shame in that. And I said, don't let anybody shame you for that. They're not paying your bills. They're not paying your mortgage. You got to do what you got to do to take care of you. Hello. and your life and your family and your sanity and your I'm thankful for all God allows me to do, but it is what it is. And then I stand in agreement. I'm praying for everybody out there with all that's going on in the climate, in the world. Do what you have to do. Do what you need to do until you do what you want to do and you're gifted to do. Do what you have to do. And God's got you. He will lead you and guide you, and you'll come out exactly where He wants you to be. But you may have to go to that mountain apart to pray. You may have to go in your secret closet so that you can be rebooted, so you can be ready for what's next. I know He has great things in store. He has a plan for us, uh, but we won't have that testimony unless we have the test. Yeah. It's amazing how when you get older, the things the older mothers used to say, it's like, baby, you can't get no testimony without a test. Like, oh no, I'm on a no, sorry, it don't work. When I worked for a major corporation, research and development, I was in that department, and I realized we had to test all the product, had to test all the could be's, would be, might happen, could happen, problems, even wonderful things. The research and development had to do their job even before they presented it to be approved by the FDA or whatever organization. You got to be tested. Do your research, do your development. You also got to test it out and see how it's going to work. So I believe we're in the testing season. I think whatever's in you, we're not going to know what's in you until it's tested, until it's tried, until it's true. And then you'll know what you get. I never, well, no, don't use that word because you never know what you're going to have to do. You never know what you're going to have to face. I never thought we would still be here in 2025. I never thought we would still, I thought we'd be singing around the throne, all around God's heaven. No love, we still here. We still here. He ain't come to get us yet. So reboot. Now, these kinds of inspirational messages are individual. My first pastor said it's an individual affair. You have to decide, you have to determine. But I encourage you to do it today. As you get into the holiday season, yep, turkey and dressing and fried chicken and all that good stuff, but take some time. Get that a mug of hot chocolate or hot tea. Go on the back porch. Go sit by the creek. Get in your car if you have to. Be in the garage. It don't matter where. And go somewhere apart to pray so that you can reboot and be your best self. I hope that helps you today. I hope that blesses you along your way so that you can live your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Download the free app if you have not done so. Keep it locked. Keep it tuned. Keep it on. Keep it updated for envision-radio.com. And then 11 a.m., the Spike Davis and Friends show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And then on Tuesdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Book Business Boss show on envision-radio.com. And then the replays are the Book Business Boss podcast.com. Book Business Boss podcast.com. That's where I have 4 seasons of the Book Business Boss show. If the Lord be my helper and keeper, we start season 5 in January. And that is all about turning your book into a business, turning your book into a business. That's what season 5 is. So I hope and pray that this is blessing you and helping you. It's all there for you. Just subscribe at the Book Business Boss podcast.com if you're interested in that. Season 4 was the book business. And then season 5 is turning your book into a business. To locate some of Julia Royston's books, you can always go to juliakroyston.com. That's where all my online stores and e-commerce is, and juliaroystonstore.com is all there. But in person, Next Chapter Bookstore and Gift Shop inside Ben's Boys, located 2711 Grandview Avenue in Greensboro, North Carolina. Special shout out to my good friend and the manager, Miss Sharika Stanley, And then Garden of Reading Book Closet at 8601 East 10th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. Go to the website as well, shopthegardenofreading.com. And then the Book Nerd Fam, that's a mobile bookstore, and check them out on Facebook. I know Miss Smith has been on recently, as well as the other mobile bookstore and online bookstore, book fair and online bookstore, theamazingcorner.com. So visit those places, as well as just in time for the holidays, book bundle boxes for children and adults. And I'm pleased to announce this morning that I've gotten my proof copy of Tract. Tract. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. So it's kind of my crime thriller. I'm working on it. I'm jumping into a new genre. Y'all know I've been in fiction, romance fiction. This is nothing about romance. This is a crime thriller. So I'm honing my craft and all that good stuff. I'm trying my hand at it, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm currently in updates, changes, revisions, tweaking, all that good stuff. I've gotten suggestions, editing, re-editing, redditing, editing. Yeah. And I look forward to book clubs, or if you want to read it, go ahead and pre-order it. Go to roystonroyalbookstore.com. Just in time for the holidays. Trapped. Yeah. So this is, I don't know. I have to add up which book this is. This is 150, 151, something along those lines. But track. This is honestly, this is published under the Royal Media and Publishing brand. So it is adult. So don't be looking for uh the faith-based friendly BK Royston Publishing. This is all about Royal Media. As you can tell, Cadence Royal, that's my pen name. So I don't have any problem. There's no shame in my game. I just enjoy writing outside of the norm. I'm trying my hand at it. Looking forward to it. It is the kind of the book for it. It contains the Men of Roberts Junction in it. Um, I thought this was going to be the only one. And if you see Miss Peggy Dixon, a reminder that Julie said that she thought it was going to be the only one, but in my mind, I've already seen the cover for track two. So I'm like, really? So, but the Men of Roberts Junction are all up into this, and they're trying to solve it, track it down. It involves crime at its worst, because it involves human trafficking. Now, I don't get down into it too deep about the behind the scenes, the horrific horribles of it, and I don't even think book two is going to go there, because I have to sleep at night. I have to be able to go to bed at night and go to sleep. So I can't get down into that, because I hear things, I see things. But I'm telling you, if you're a fiction writer and you've written anything like this, I seem to see it everywhere. I see it on the news. I see it if I'm out in public, realizing, I'm subject to walk up to a strange child. Where is your mama? Who are you with? So that's kind of where I am, especially since working on this book. So super excited about it. Really happy for the opportunity to actually do this. It should be out before or by Christmas. I plan on making the changes within the next week or so, and as well as helping my other clients too as well. So check it out, roystonroyalbookstore.com. That's where books are. By January, February, yeah, the first quarter, I've got to have my super bookstore already there with everything there that I'm going to put there. So I'm looking forward to it. For self-study courses, I've had people ask me about copyright. I've had people ask me about writing and speaking and promotion. Go to juliaroystonstore.com. I do have some self-study courses where you can purchase it and work it, and there's videos, and you can always reach out to me at talkwithroyston.com, and let's have a conversation. If you have any questions about that, that's always there. But there's some self-study courses there, and I'm going to be uploading even more as we go, as we continue, so that I already have things in place for you. Even when I don't have classes scheduled, I have some in-person classes scheduled, and I'll have some that are self-study courses, and it's just going to be a wonderful time. I want to get you the tools and the information and the resources that you need, not only just for authors, but for business owners. Because if you're in a business, you need a book. If you have a book, then we're going to turn it into a business. We're going to figure out how we can make money with it. Yep. Have a job. Yep. Keep looking for a job. Yep. All that good stuff. But we're going to have additional streams of income. We need at least 7. And so therefore, that's what this is for, to help you with those additional streams of income. And we're going to use all the gifts. One of my pastors asked me one time, so Junior, you just going to use all your gifts? Absolutely. I still got to see Jesus. I don't know about the people here on earth, but I still got to see the Father. And he's going to say, what did you do with, like, the scripture in the Bible, the 1 talent, the 3 talent, the 5? What'd you do with it? You bury it? Okay, that's a whole nother time, a whole nother subject for a whole nother time. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. My prayer always is that you live your best life, and that you live the life that God came, Jesus died and rose to give you. It's free. Salvation is free, but it's going to cost you everything for your purpose and destiny. You all be blessed. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Bonds Consulting. If you need me, you know where to find me. Talkwithroyston.com for a free consultation. Let's talk. Let's get it done. Be blessed. Love you all. Bye-bye.